And we are live on Underground Wicked Radio with sickNsane. So,
Bro,
homie man, first question. What is your whole take on this coronavirus shit?
well, I mean, like, to be completely honest, man, at first I took this shit like a joke, but, I mean, my wife's a fucking nurse, my brother's a paramedic, my brother's girl's a paramedic, and they all fucking kind of, like, encouraged me and were, like, shouldering me, like, nah, this shit ain't a joke, take it serious. You know, like, I think too many people are taking this shit as a hoax, and they're not taking it serious enough, because it's not in their face, it's not affecting their family or their kids, so it's, like, out of sight, out of mind. They're just like, whatever, it's a big fucking joke. Me personally, I started off like that, but now I'm taking it more serious. Like, you know, I haven't seen my own fucking kids in going on 3 months now because of this shit, because I take it that serious. I live with 3 fucking medical professionals, and I'm not going to endanger my children's lives because I want to be, like, hard-headed and be like, oh, fuck that, it's a hoax. I ain't going to chance it, you know?
Yeah, I see some people
That's my
posting
point
on
right
your post where you're saying wear your mask, and I was like, man, you got a bunch of stupid people following you. There's
Yeah, you know, and I mean, I understand people being like, you know, it's the government trying to tell you what to do and how to live your life, and, you know, and everybody's entitled to their fucking opinion and shit, and, like, whatever, man, but, like, do you really, me personally, I'm not going to fucking force anybody to put a mask on, and I'm not going to say something to somebody in public if I see them without one on, but I'm not going to personally endanger my life, my health, or my family's life and health on some Yahoo's fucking opinion when I got 3 fucking medical professionals living with me that are all telling me it's not a fucking joke. Wear your fucking mask. You know what I mean? Like, I understand people got their opinion, but this shit is not a fucking joke like people think, man.
yeah, it's definitely not.
It's
I had a lot of
very
family in
real.
New York catch it.
It's about, like, respect and working together, and I guess that's just kind of impossible. There's so much chaos with people, and they try to press their opinions and their ideas on other people, you know? It's like...
Well, so, you know, it's like, all right, if some guy on the fucking street tells you some crazy fucking conspiracy theory shit, and you fucking buy into it or you don't, you're like, all right, this is just some fucking neighborhood crackhead, I'm not gonna listen to him. That's one thing. You know, but when you got, like, fucking distinguished, like people that know their shit as far as fucking virology and, like, medical science and shit, and they're fucking telling you, like, this ain't a fucking joke. You know, if you're choosing to fucking look the other way on that, man, like, nobody can fucking tell you different, but that's on you, man. If you get sick or your family gets sick because you're being fucking stupid, that's your fucking fault. You know?
Right. And I don't like anybody
Can't
less for
nobody
what
tell
they
you how to live your
believe.
fucking life, you know?
Like, if a friend's
Yeah,
wearing a
you know.
mask, or if a friend's not wearing a mask and they have two totally different opinions, I'm not gonna, like them less. You know what I'm saying? That's their opinion. That's their deal.
You can't you can't bash people for fucking believing what they believe and shit. You gotta believe what you believe. And, like, a lot of what the issue is people just gotta respect the opinion of the people around them, you know? Because at this point, you know, it's opinion, but it's mixed with fact, you know? Like, if you're choosing to ignore medical advice, I mean, that's your opinion, you know what I mean? But if I'm choosing to take medical advice, that's not opinion, that's fact. That's people that have gone to school for this shit
It's science.
that are telling you this is not a joke.
This is science,
You know,
pretty
like,
much. It's
that's-
like we have this big virus out, and it's pretty fucking nasty, and we need to just beat the odds.
Yeah.
And just
Yeah,
work
I mean,
together.
honestly, if I'm being 100%, like, right now, like, if I didn't have kids and I didn't have people that I gave a fuck got sick or not, I probably wouldn't give a shit. You know, I'd go to the fucking liquor store without a mask on. I'd go to the gas station without a mask on. I'd fucking touch the gas pumps and shit and shake people's hands and not give a fuck. You know, but I carry fucking hand sanitizer in my car. I wear a mask everywhere I go. I take this shit seriously, and it's up to everybody to make their own fucking choice on that. And I'm not going to preach to anybody whether they're right or wrong. You know, it's up to everybody to make their own fucking choice. But, like, what it comes down to is if you choose to ignore medical professionals and personnel telling you do this, and then you get sick, I don't want to hear fucking boo-hoo. I don't want to hear a fucking pity party, especially not when half the country's been telling you, dumbass, the whole time, like, don't do that.
Right?
You know what I mean? But that's just my opinion. I could be totally wrong, and it could just be a giant fucking hoax. But, like, who knows? You know?
What do you do in this situation, you know?
You know,
That's cool, though.
and that's the beauty of living in this country, man, is everybody can make their own fucking choice. But it's like, I'm not going to let somebody else's choice affect the safety and the well-being of my family. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So if people ain't wearing a mask and they ain't being safe, I don't fuck with them, man.
DJ Rain, what do you got for a question?
I got a good one already in my head. This is all off the top of my head, guys. I don't have my book. But basically, what got you into your type of music, your genre of music, your style, your style, your flow? You know, what type of life situations or whatever in your life caused you to, get into the type of music and why?
Like honestly, most people, especially, I mean, I live in Flint, and here it's like we're 60% black, 40% white, you know, and a little bit of mix of everything else. So like hip hop and rap and shit is a big influence in the society around here and shit. But me personally, like I just got into like I needed an outlet to get out the aggression and like to just feel better about my feelings without actually going out and doing dumb shit. I'm not gonna go out like half the fucking idiots in my city and shoot people up and do dumb shit. I would rather just write out my feelings in a poem or like, you know, a story and shit like that. And you know, I had an uncle that was like way big into ICP, and like that was how I first got shown this fucking style and shit. But like what really first got me majorly into it was Q Strange. Completely 100%. Like I heard Creation and Execution and I was fucking hooked. As soon as I heard it, like that's my, like I have a bunch of influences, but when it comes to my number one, like the reason that I decided to do this type of music, it was fucking Q Strange. 100 fucking percent.
Oh yes. Doozy.
So, well, how long you been into music? How long you been a rapper?
This is like 13 years now.
And what genre?
I've been doing this shit for man, same genre the whole time. I got to a point, like I had an ex-girlfriend that challenged me. She was like, you know, all you can do is wicked shit. All you can do is this and that. You can't do anything that actually matters or means anything. So like some of my older music, I made shit where I was like, kind of started off being a smartass. I'm like, you know, yeah, I can do all this fiction bullshit where I'm just talking out my ass, but I can do shit that matters. I can talk about my life, my actual feelings, and like shit I've gone through, and like I did some songs like that, you know,
Nice.
and yeah, you know, that's pretty much it, you know.
All right, I'm gonna take a question. We're gonna cut over to a song. All right, so homie,
Yeah, go for it.
if there was a book of commandments for the underground rap scene, what would some of the commandments be and why?
That's a solid fucking question. All right. If I'm gonna be straight up, and this is a hard one for me, but like number one on that fucking list as an underground artist, don't go out on stage talking juggalo this, juggalo that, blah blah blah. Don't be on your fucking album talking juggalo this, juggalo that. That don't mean that you're not about that. You're not a fucking juggalo artist, or you didn't come up with that shit. It's just that's the way our culture is, man. That immediately makes you look like a fucking poser. But if you're on stage and you get a whoop whoop, you better give that motherfucker back. You know, straight up. You gotta fucking give it, you know, and respect and represent where you came from, but don't dick ride it either.
Right.
You know, that would be number one on the top of the fucking list. Number two, probably being like this fucking culture, this genre is very like supportive of people that genuinely like adore it and want to be a part of it. You know, and people that don't and very obviously are just like a fucking tourist and like they get into it because it's like a fucking fad or they think it's cool and shit. That's another no-no, man. Because like somebody's gonna call your fucking card on that. They're gonna pull your bluff, and they're, you know, you're gonna look stupid. You know, and there's nothing wrong with actually like genuinely getting into the shit. But like, don't pretend to be into music that you're not into. If you don't like the shit, don't fucking pretend to like the shit. Either like it or don't. I mean, whatever. You know, I could probably go on that subject all fucking night, but that's a couple for you right off the top of my head, to be honest.
One more.
Yeah.
One more commandment.
One more? Let's say, if you're going to go around telling everybody that you know all about fucking respect, and this isn't just this genre, this is music in general and just the culture. Just be real about yourself, man. Like, if you're not about fucking throwing hands with people, don't go out acting like fucking her. You know, if you're not gonna go do dumb shit and burn down a fucking school or somebody's fucking house because they pissed you off, then don't fucking tell everybody you are. You know, and like, don't act like a fucking dumbass, because then you're gonna attract people that are actually dumbasses that are gonna pull you into some shit that you don't know how to fucking handle. And like, especially with juggalos, man, that's a big one, because everybody thinks they gotta show out, they gotta be like, it's almost like your manhood's being challenged, and you gotta do everything that everybody fucking says you gotta, or like they fucking call you out and you gotta act fucking stupid. No, if you ain't stupid, don't be stupid.
Exactly.
You know, if you ain't brave, don't be brave. Like, just be real to who the fuck you are, you know?
100% agree with that. Meduzi, take one more question, and then we're going to cut over to a song.
All right, so what is your favorite song that you've ever made?
Probably Southside Slasher, and the fucking sad part about that is, like I said, I've been making music for going on like 14 years. I've made 4 albums. The only album that I have released publicly is the most recent one, outside of the one I'm working on now. I had a hard drive crash and I fucking lost a ton of shit. That's one of the only fucking songs that I actually have that survived from like my first 3 albums. But it was the first time when, like, cause I always, especially in this environment, when you're coming up in Flint and you're in Michigan and shit, and Detroit and like Pontiac and Saginaw, all the places that we perform around here, a lot of people, it's like it's fucked up, because like this culture and the juggalo thing and like the underground started here, but there's no fucking love for that shit here. So you almost gotta like you gotta stray out of your comfort zone and like to do music that you're not even like, you don't even 100% like that shit, but you just gotta fucking do it, because that's the only way that anybody's gonna know who the fuck you are, is if you stray out of your element a little bit. Well, Southside Slasher was the first time when I was ever just like, you know what? Fuck everybody. I'm just going to do what the fuck I want to do. And I made a song that was exactly what the fuck I wanted to make and didn't give a fuck what anybody thought. I'm most proud, and like, that's probably my favorite song because I'm most proud of that song.
Do we have that on the playlist?
No, he doesn't have that one up.
No, but I will make sure. I will make sure. And you'll be like, I can guarantee you'll be like the only motherfuckers on the internet that got that song.
Hell
I'll
yeah.
make sure that you get it.
Can we throw it in rotation
like
on the radio?
See, that's your best shit. Yeah, when you're actually just putting out every fucking part of you.
Yeah, that's one of the only songs that has survived, like, everything. You know what I mean? Because like, you got to think, like, and like, don't take this the wrong way. Anybody that's listening, this is not by any means racist, but like, you got to look at it. I'm a white artist in a predominantly black state. Okay, so when I go to a club and it's mostly black people, they don't want to hear fucking some white boy talking about hacking people up and this crazy fucking white boy shit. They want to hear like some shit that gets them vibing and having fun in the club and shit. You know what I mean? And that's just real. That's how it is, and that's the criticism we face. I never experienced love doing music like I did when I went on tour. When I went on tour for the first time, I got so much fucking love in every spot I went. I never experienced that in my own fucking home state. It was fucking mind-blowing to me.
That's crazy.
So that's like, you gotta set like a part of you aside where you're just like, you know what, fuck it, dude. I'm gonna make the shit I want. And that's where I was at with that song. I made what the fuck I wanted and didn't care what anybody thought about it. And I'll make sure you get it, and you guys can play that shit on your station. But yeah, you'll have like probably the only copy of that motherfucker floating around, because that shit's like old.
All right.
All right, so homie, we're gonna cut over to Been This Way. Tell us why you wrote this song.
Yeah.
You still there?
Yeah.
Oh, tell us about this song, Been This Way.
All right. Well, that song was pretty much me explaining, like, nothing. I speak a lot of fiction in my music, but it's like this. It's raw emotion. Everything that I'm saying, everything that I'm expressing, it's who the fuck I am. Like, I've been this way my whole damn life. It's never gonna change. Like, this is who the fuck I am. This, again, is like the other song. It's where just like I was making a statement. Like, this is who the fuck I am. This is where the fuck I came from. This is how the fuck I feel. And it's never going to change. And that was the whole point of the fucking song.
We'll be right back after this. sickNsane, Been This Way. And we are back in Underground Wicked Radio, interviewing sickNsane. Meduzi, take a question.
All right, so on tours, like, what is your favorite tour that you've ever been on?
My favorite tour?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, it's like Axis Family.
Yeah.
Because it was the longest fucking tour I've ever been on. And that was long by, like, tour standards in general. But, like, the best thing about it for me was that, like, these guys, like, they told me flat out to my fucking face that when they first fucking booked me for the tour, they were looking around on the internet and they couldn't really find anything about me, and they're all talking and they're like, oh fuck, we just booked some random ass juggalo rapper, like we're fucked. But then they actually met me and they've seen what I was about and how I performed and like my music, and they're like, alright, this dude's straight, blah blah blah. I'm like, so I gradually over the tour I fucking gained their respect, I gained their friendship, like, and all the guys on the whole fucking tour, they gave me advice the whole time. They fucking taught me up, they would congratulate me on my fucking sets, they'd fucking like offer me genuine fucking advice and like brotherhood, man. And guys were fucking straight up to me the whole fucking time, man. Never any disrespect from anybody that was on that tour.
Oh
Nice.
yeah.
Nice.
So did Joe Black talk
was
about me at
fucking
all?
dope, man. Who?
Joe Black?
Black?
Yeah, did you mention getting an interview?
I think like the show when I met you. I think like the next day I'd mentioned that that you booked me for because you were trying to get me to fucking do something after the tour, which I ended up fucking that up. But I had said something like all the guys knew you. They recognized your name and shit, and like Underground Wicked Radio and shit. Like, you know, it was all about it. Like, because they knew who the fuck you were. Like, I felt like a dick because I was, you know, fresh off a tour and pretty much an alcoholic by the time I got off the road. But after 35 fucking shows, man, like that shit fucking wears you out, bro.
Oh hell yeah! I don't know how they're doing it. They're constantly we're going on tour before this COVID shit.
Yeah, dude, back to fucking back, dude. It was nuts, man. Like we did that tour, and then like right after that, Billy got a hold of me and he asked me if I'd come out and do the fucking the CD release party for the Church of Zool and shit. I'm like, fuck, I'd be honored, bro. Hell yeah. You know, they're right from Ohio, so it's like fucking stone kick away from me. I'm like, fuck yeah, dude, I'll be there. So I got out there to do that, and then like after that, I can't even remember the name of the fucking tour, but they were with Blaze and Boondocks and them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I went down and I did some more shit with them. I did 2 more shows with them during that run. Got to hang out with the guys again and shit, and I actually got to meet like Chris Blaze and shit, and like got pretty cool with him. Like Blaze, dude, holy fuck. That's
Nice.
the realest motherfucker I have ever met when it comes to this shit. Hands down.
I haven't got a chance to interview him yet. I got to get a hold of him sometime, try to get him on. So here's a question for you, homie. Definitely gonna.
Yeah.
So, what mythical creature would you do a rap song with if one existed, and why?
Fucking Cerberus, dude.
And why?
Well, alright, because like, alright, I call myself sickNsane, right? My whole fucking gimmick. And what people don't understand is when they hear that, they think sick and insane. And what I explain to people is this: no, it's like duality. It's sick, like the sickness inside, and sane. It's not in, it's and sane. My duality, my sickness and my sanity.
Yes.
So, like, a Cerberus is a 2-headed fucking dog, right? Or 3-headed, depending on which fucking lore you're picking at, but it's like each one of them fucking heads would have its own little personality, its own little way of looking at the world and shit, and it'd be like that whole fucking creature would be a conflicting fucking duality in its own. That would, like, be the embodiment of me, in my opinion.
There's your next album art. Right there.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
have
yeah.
you seen the art for my new one that's coming out?
No, I don't think I have.
Dude, I've been catching so much fucking hate for that. But, like, I'll set the record straight on it right now, okay? The album, if you look at it, it's like a blatant fucking ripoff, and I've never denied it. You look at the fucking album, it's me. But it's like me painting it up, and then me not painting it up. I had this chick fucking draw it up. It's this chick. Actually, it's Corpse Fucker. A lot of people know her. She did a lot of artwork for, like, Low-Key and shit. This chick fucking hooked me up with this bomb-ass artwork. And it's like, you know, sickNsane, and it's split down the middle. But it looks like the fucking Freak Show Twisted cover, where it's split down the middle, where they're stitched together, but it's just me.
Shit.
So, that is like a homage to Twisted, because I come up with, like, Psychopathic when it was Twisted and ABK and ICP and all the motherfuckers, right? But then I called the fucking album Insane Clown Psycho, which is a blatant ripoff of ICP. That was the entire fucking point. I get so many people that are like, what the fuck are you doing? And I'm like, bro, that's the point. The whole entire thing is a homage, dude. Like, it's a respect to Twisted and ICP and the people that fucking made me who the fuck I am as an artist, man. Like, that's the crew that I grew the fuck up with. It's not a fucking ripoff. It's not a fucking plagiarism. It's a respect thing. I fucking homage both of them in the same fucking album cover, and the way that I've been explaining it to people is like, with this whole Family Feud thing that's going on, my album is a giant fucking Band-Aid that I'm trying to slap over that whole bitch, like, get the fuck over it.
I'm looking at it right now, dude. That is cool.
But that's the point. Like, people see that, dude. They think it's like, they're like, when they don't see the meaning behind it, at like first glance, first impression, they're like, dude, that's cheesy. And I'm like, think about what I meant by that. Once people think about it, they're like, oh shit, dude, like, damn, like, that's kind of deep. Like, that's the whole fucking point. It's supposed to grab people's attention, because like the whole fucking point of that cover is I want people to look at it and be like, who in the fuck does this guy think he is? And then pay attention.
That's good.
And then anybody that's met me and like knows me, like, knows if you actually fucking pay attention, like, I'm not that bad. Like, I'm not the greatest, but I ain't fucking bad. And if you actually fucking pay attention, man, like, you know, that's the whole thing. It's a respect thing, man. Like, because I miss the way this shit used to be. I miss the shit that I grew up on. And that is me paying respect to the shit that I grew up, you know, regardless if they're going to squash the beef or not. Fuck them if they don't squash it. I'll squash it my fucking self.
I wish they would, honestly.
They fucking need to, bro. Especially during a pandemic like this. This would be the perfect time for them to fucking squash that shit and be fucking done with it, bro.
Exactly.
You know, but that was like the whole point with that whole fucking concept art and the fucking label and the name of the CD and everything was to like grab people's attention, because I wanted people, like, I wanted them to get mad and in their feelings and like triggered, like, who in the fuck does he think he is? But then they're gonna listen. But once they listen, they're like, oh shit, like, damn, this guy ain't that bad. Like, then I got your attention. Now you're listening. So when I explain it like I just explained it to you guys, they're like, I get it. That makes sense, you know?
And it does. Hell yeah. So, Meduzi, did you just take a question? I kind of lost it. I took that one, right?
Everybody forgot I was sitting here.
Dude. If you let me talk, I will not shut the fuck up.
That's good. That's how interviews should be.
So I got a question. So if you could learn a new skill in music, is there room for that? Do you need that? Or is there anything that you would want to do if you really could?
If I could learn a skill?
Mm-hmm. Like if you could just pick a skill.
Yeah, honestly. All right, so when I first started making music, I was going through a lot of producers that made my beats for me and shit. And they used to hold the shit over my head all the time. So I got to the point where I started making my own beats. And I was doing my own music. But then I got to a point where I hit like a plateau where I'm like, I can't get any better at making beats, but I'm not making beats that are up to my standards. So fuck it, I'm going to have to get beats from other people. If I could like pick up a skill 100%, I would learn how to fucking play piano. Because if I could play fucking piano, I can play fucking anything, and I can make whatever fucking beat I wanted if I could play a piano. 100 fucking %.
Oh yeah.
DJ Ray.
So then, like, I can honestly say that I don't rely on nobody at that point. You know, I ain't got to buy a beat. I ain't got to, you know, I don't have to rely on shit because I can play my own shit. It does take more time.
It does.
You have to put more time into it.
But it's worth it.
Exactly. You know, but I just got to the point where I wanted to focus more on the production because, like, I do all my own mix and master and my own production and my vocals and shit. I just don't fucking make my own beats anymore because like, you ever hear the saying where, like, you got to manage your own expectations?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to making beats, I had to manage my own expectations. I'm like, dude, I'm, like, shooting for this fucking level. And I feel like lyrically and, like, vocally I'm at this level, but my beats are, like, fucking 3 notches down from that, and I just can't get any better. So I manage my expectations. I'm like, I can't get any better. I got to put that shit up. But if I could fucking play a piano, I'll tell you right now, like, shit.
Yep, you can play any instrument.
Yeah, if you can read notes, man, you can play anything.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Legitly. DJ Rain, you got a question before we cut over to a song?
Yes, I do. Oh, of course, and I came up with it just while I was waiting for my turn. Okay,
Yeah,
I
girl.
got a good one. All right, okay, dealing with this shit with the corona. I'm sure you know there are a few artists out there that are actually, making their own songs, collabs, whatever have you, to like try to
Yeah.
give relief to their fans and shit, to try to tell them, hey, everything gonna be okay. Not only that,
Yeah.
but also talking about what's going on in the real shit and telling people what nobody wants to see. If you had a
Yeah.
chance to collab with any Detroit artist that is alive right now and make a corona relief effort song to talk about the real shit, to try to make the fans ease at their hearts and minds, who would it be, and what type of corona collab would you think you attempt to do?
All right.
And why?
So I haven't, I fuck around in Flint a lot. I fuck around out of state a lot. I do some shit in Lansing and Pontiac a lot. But I haven't really fucked around in Detroit in probably a good 5-6 years. So a lot of the up-and-coming artists that are fucking around in Detroit right now, I don't really know them.
Oh,
But
no,
the only artist,
I don't
the only
mean like
artist,
the old.
no, I'm saying the only artist, from recent years that I know personally, that I would be in a fucking heartbeat, would be K. Will. If anybody knows K. Will.
Never heard of him.
K. Will is a real motherfucker. That dude he's from Flint. He moved to Detroit. He fucking did this thing in Detroit, and he fucking started blowing up. And he actually got some recognition. Look this dude up. K. Will is fucking dope.
K. Will?
So, yeah, as far as artists that I know personally, yeah, KWILL.
All right.
Dude is
Look it
fucking,
up.
he's on fire. If I could pick an artist and being real, man, that guy is miles above me as far as caliber of artist and talent and shit. He's fucking amazing. But I'm not gonna pick any of the generic ass answers. Obviously, people are well, Twisted, ICP. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna pick somebody that I know, that I met personally, that I've done shows with. So I'm fuck yeah, that dude, for sure.
Forgive me for saying this, but in all honesty, I actually thought you were probably going to say Jay Gutter because I couldn't help but to notice y'all guys were homies too, like we are.
I do know a lot of people from a lot of areas. It's just when it comes to actually doing shows and how well I know them personally and how much I've listened to their music. That's what it comes down to. I do know a lot of artists from Detroit, but I haven't really fucked with many artists from Detroit. Nothing personal. I just haven't. I haven't had the opportunity, or we haven't talked or been introduced, you know what I mean? Because I don't do a lot of shows in Detroit anymore. So I'm mainly just taking off the artists that I know for sure, that I know are from Detroit, that I fuck with, and I know personally. That was my answer. It's no disrespect to nobody that's from Detroit, because I do know a lot of artists that have come up to Flint and fucking done shows and shit,
Oh yeah. All right, we're gonna cut over to the song "Loyalty." Tell us about this song.
Fuck this song.
You want me to play a different one?
No. You can play it. But the song's a true story. I was with my best friend. I grew up with this motherfucker for 17 years. And we were together every day. This is my fucking ride or die. This was my fucking dog. And I had children with my baby mama, and I made it very clear, bro code, dude. I don't care if you fuck any chick I've ever touched. Don't fuck with the mother of my children. And he crossed that fucking line, and he did it, and she did it, and they fucking got together, and they had a relationship and shit. And this song,
hell no.
That song is the realest fucking song I ever wrote. It was a diss track directly to both of them, and they both called me fucking crying, begging me to take it down, and I told them both, fuck, both of you. You brought this shit on yourselves. That is the realest fucking song I ever wrote in my fucking life. Every word, I meant every fucking word I said in that song.
Can't wait to hear it.
I'll have to play it for you later. All right, we'll be back after this song, sickNsane, Loyalty. And we are back on Underground Wicked Radio with sickNsane. So I'm going to take the first question here while we're waiting for Meduzi smoking her cigarette. So, homie, what secret conspiracy do you believe is true and why?
Y'all ain't ready for it.
I want to hear this.
Alright, so I fucked my wife up with this one the other night. Because she's all fucking, she's not religious, but she just believes, in something. Well, lately I've been getting into like quantum fucking physics and shit, quantum theory and whatever. And I started paying attention to like the fucking what do you call it, the simulation theory.
Oh yeah.
The simulation theory, where they think that because the way that the world works, that we must be in some kind of computer simulation. And like they prove this shit through science. There's this fucking test that they do that they've been doing in labs called the fucking it's like the slit test. Okay, where they shoot little chunks of matter through this slit, and if you're watching it, it behaves like matter. But if you're not watching it, it behaves like water, like a wave. It makes no fucking sense. So they're pretty much like, they're comparing it to a video game. Like when you're playing a video game and you're staring at shit on the screen, the video game is showing you whatever the fuck you need to see that's on screen, but everything that's in that video game that you're not looking at is just nothing, right? But the second you pan over and you look at it, it becomes whatever the fuck it needs to be. Science is fucking proving, like, look this shit up, dude, it'll blow your fucking mind. Science is proving, right now, they've, like, already been proving that, like, there's this thing that's called the observation theory or some shit, like, where this shit acts completely random until somebody looks at it. So, like, if they do this test, they go out of the room. They're not paying attention to it. They come in. It completely fucking acted random. They're like, what the fuck? How is that even possible? So they do the exact same fucking thing, but they're staring at it. And when they're staring at it, it acts the way it should. The way that makes sense. It acts like matter instead of water. Like, I don't know. Like, dude, I'm probably not even explaining it right because it's fucking mind-blowing, but
I'm gonna have to check it out.
I'm on board with that shit. Like, dude, when you see the shit, it's so convincing you can't deny it. And, like, the scientists that are explaining it are, like, credible. So when you're, like, it's fucking, you look at it and you're like, dude, what the fuck? This shit will blow your fucking mind. But, yeah,
Sounds
dude, I'm
cool.
totally fucking on board with that.
So what about the Mandela effect? I see you posting about it the other day.
That's actually what started it. It's because I started looking into the Mandela effect because I'm like, you know, it's all right. If I remember something a certain way, but I'm wrong, and somebody else remembers it a completely different way than I do, and they're wrong, but everybody else remembers it this way, and they're right because that's the way it is, then it makes sense. But when you got like fucking hundreds of thousands of people that remember something a very specific fucking way, the same fucking way as each other, like the one that really got me was the Fruit of the Loom logo on like old whitey tighty underwear.
Mm-hmm.
They say that it was always just a collection of fruit, right? I remember that shit being a collection of fruit spilling out of like a fucking horn-shaped basket. According to Fruit of the Loom, there was never a fucking basket in their image ever. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? No fucking way, dude. And I started looking it up, and like straight up, never.
It's as bad as Oscar Mayer Wiener.
Yeah, dude, like it blew my fucking mind. I'm like, what the fuck? So I started looking into that shit, and that's what started making me, I started running into the whole like quantum physics fucking, or quantum theory shit where they're explaining that like the life that we're living might actually be a fucking computer simulation. For what reason? We don't know. Maybe like somebody's trying to study why the fuck we made the decisions we made that led to our fucking destruction. Who the fuck knows?
What do you think about dimensions?
It's crazy and it's fucking weird. But like when you watch it, it's pretty much like, all right, so I come up with this idea of my own the other day. I'm like, all right, so you know how everybody's idea of heaven, or what people say and like religion says is heaven, it's like perfect paradise, right? So how the fuck can my perfect paradise involve having everybody that I care about in it, when everybody that I care about's idea of perfect paradise is going to be completely fucking different than mine?
Exactly.
Right? So now you go back to the fucking parallel universe thing. Maybe instead of it being like as literal as like a giant overlapping parallel universe, like where we all experience a completely different universe at the same fucking time, maybe it's like each one of us just imagines and creates our own universe at the same time, overlapping simultaneously. For example, like...
Dude, that makes sense.
What you see as being a circle, okay? The shape that you see in your vision as being a circle, maybe when I'm looking at it, it looks like a fucking triangle to me, but I know that as a circle. But the color that I know is blue, to me, has always been blue. And to you, it's always been blue. But the colors that we're actually seeing through our own fucking eyeballs are two different colors. how the fuck would we possibly know? There's no way.
So listen to this. It
So
could
maybe-
be like
maybe,
energy, and everybody
maybe
weaves.
we are already living in overlapping fucking universes where everybody's kind of just creating their own as they go, and we're also simultaneously living in each other's.
So it's like energy
You know?
and quantum physics and dimensions. We're all living in different dimensions overlapping each other.
At the same fucking time.
And you
Instead
can
of it being
experience
like,
other people's dimensions, or you can kind of ride their shit,
yeah,
ride their
dude,
wave.
it's like when you start thinking about that shit, it will literally make your fucking brain hurt. Like, it's fucking crazy to think about, man. Like,
I think
that
about
shit
that
blows
shit
my
all the
mind.
time.
Like, I can't
Me
say that I'm
too.
like completely like 100% gung ho. Like, this is what the fuck is happening, but I'm like, I can't deny the science either, dude. And when there's like scientists like showing you that like matter doesn't act like matter until somebody's looking at it, like pretty much saying, okay, so the car down the fucking street is the shape of a car and it's red, but when you're not looking at it, it's just a jumbled fucking mess of goop, right? But the second you fucking look at it, it decides it has to be a red car, it has to be shaped like this, and that's what the fuck it is. That's pretty much what science is proving right now, and that is fucking scary shit, if you think about it.
That's crazy.
Like, dude, it's fucking nuts, man. Look this shit up. It's fucking, dude, it's nuts.
Definitely checking
It
that one
sounds
out
like
later.
Yeah, dude, it sounds like some crazy, like, straight up conspiracy theory, like fucking nuts shit, bro. Like I said, man, I showed my wife this shit because she was being all funny about it when I was trying to explain it to her, like I'm explaining it to you. And once I actually showed her the videos of these scientists explaining it, she like got so uncomfortable she had to walk outside and get a breath of air, dude. Like, it fucked her up.
Meduzzi, take a question.
All right, I got a question. Can you explain the high you get when you're performing live?
I mean, yeah, kind of. It's weird. Like I said, I'm not a very social person by nature. I'm very antisocial, and like I'll hide in my own little fucking bubble for months at a time. But when I'm on stage, I'm in character. I'm a completely different person. I'm like an actor. I'm being who the fuck I have to be while I'm up there. That's my character. I'm being sick and sane while I'm on stage, and it feels like a perfect acceptance of myself, and like just being genuinely who the fuck I am without feeling judged, or like even if I'm being judged, I don't really care. You know, and like you don't really, it's weird. When you're on stage, you can be on stage for a fucking half hour straight, and it's like the flash of a fucking eye, man. Like, you get zoned out when you're in there, you're in character, it's like it goes by and you're like, that was quick, and then it's fucking over, and then you're like, damn. And then you spend the rest of the night having a good time and meeting people and shaking hands and shit and having a good time. But it's a fucking genuinely great fucking feeling, man. Just to have people that you know are like right there with you. You know, everything you said and shit, like they felt what the fuck you were saying. Like that right there is why I do this shit.
Like when you
To
can
have
move
like just
the
that
crowd.
acceptance, man. To feel like people get it. You know what I mean?
That's dope.
So we're almost to the end of the interview. How about doing a radio drop for Underground Wicked Radio, homie? Just saying, this is Sick and Sane. You're listening to Underground Wicked Radio with Meduzzi and DJ Snickers, and say links where people can find your music.
All right, let's do it.
Go for it.
This is Sick and Sane, and you're listening to Underground Wicked Radio with Meduzzi and DJ Snickers. And you can find my music at www.sickandSane810 at whatever the fuck you want to find me at, because you'll find me at pretty much everything. Love y'all.
Perfect. I'll cut that later. Put it in front of your songs on the radio. So, Rain, you've been awful quiet over there. Why don't you take another question, and we're going to cut over to a song. One of my favorites.
Oh, just being respectful, trying to avoid the background noise as always. But yeah, I got a question. But first, I would really love to do a quick shout out. I wanted to just shout out you guys, of course, you know, for being there for me. I want to shout out Cody, Thomas, my Auntie Ange, Nolan, my brother, Steven, my brother, and a few other people I didn't mention. I love you guys for being there for me. You know, through the tough time I've gone through in the last 3 weeks. I've been moving around. It's not been great, but I finally got in a good spot, good place, and I want to thank you all for that. But my question is, whenever you run into, you know, fans on the street that just recognize you, like, out of the blue, just by your look and everything, like, I go through that a lot, being, you know, DJ radio shit. Like, what do you feel when you go through that, and, like, what goes through your mind, and, like, how do you handle all that? Like,
All right, I'll give you a very specific story about that. So, I grew up technically in Mount Morris, which is a little town that's like it's 5 minutes from Plants, right outside the north end of Plants. Well, the first time that I got recognized on the street for my music, I was in my fucking hometown. And I'm in the gas station, and I hadn't been there in years, and I see some guy, he's pumping gas, and he fucking just drops the fucking nozzle, runs in the fucking store, and he's like, oh my god, you're, and I'm like, James Prescott, and he's like, oh, you're fucking sickNsane, in my hometown. I didn't expect him to know who the fuck I was. He knew me as sickNsane, and that shit, like, it was humbling. You know what I mean? I was like, dude, that's fucking...
That's awesome. I can't go on a bus, man, cross states without running into a good 50, 60 people that know who I am. Blew my mind the first time that happened.
That's how it is for me now. Like, nowadays, like, I pretty much anywhere I go, somebody fucking knows who I am, or I know who the fuck they are, But, like, this was, like, when I was first starting, and I didn't even know that people knew who the fuck I was yet.
That's awesome.
And to have somebody from my own hometown that, like, I expected to know me from, like, high school or something, to come in and be like, oh my god, you're fucking, like, sickNsane. I'm like, holy fuck, dude.
Did you hook him up with, like, an autograph or anything cool?
Yeah, that happened to me on my way to Ohio myself, just like 2 weeks ago. I just had to sign 2 autographs on my way to Ohio.
It's a great fucking feeling, because what it comes down to, and, like, I know from experience that, like, meeting people that you look up to, it's like out of this world. You're blown the fuck away. I went on tour with a bunch of fucking people that I grew up listening to. You know what I mean? I'm like starstruck the whole fucking time until they just come and shook my hand and they're like, chill out, you want to smoke a joint? I'm like, no, but I'll take a shot of that Jaeger and blah, 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 Like, it's just surreal, dude. And then to have somebody look at you like that, it's like, damn, like, I didn't see that shit coming. It's fucking nuts, man. It's a great feeling.
Hot seat. Don't forget to at least do one hot seat, man.
Oh, yeah.
It is, man. Like, I've interviewed artists I grew up listening to, and it just never thought I'd be doing that. And ICP knows who I am. Yeah. Shaggy's interviewed me. It blows my mind still when I go back and watch that.
Yeah, dude. It's such a great fucking feeling, man. Like, I ain't got to tell you. You know the feeling,
Yep.
You're in a different aspect of music than I am, but you're still into music, man. And you know that feeling. When somebody recognizes you and you're just like, fuck.
It's crazy.
Snickers,
every artist that comes through at the loading docks here, I've interviewed at some point in the last 12 years.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty much every artist. It's insane.
All right, so we can ask a hot seat question?
Yes. Thank you.
I've been trying to mention it.
All right, so I'm sure you saw at the show, Underground Wicked Radio said got Red Wings on the shirt. sickNsane.
Alright, sorry, what? My neighbor's getting funky. I was wondering what.
Oh, you're good. At the show, when I met you, you noticed my shirt said got Red Wings on it? Underground Wicked Radio's t-shirt?
Fuck, to be honest. No,
all right, so this pertains to this question. I've asked over 5,000 people now. So, sickNsane, homie, have you ever ate a girl out on her period? Do you have your Red Wings?
I do have my Red Wings.
You do? Really?
Oh, dude, I'm a grinding motherfucker, bro. I'm like every other fucking scrub bro. Like, yo, who the fuck ain't been like that horned up where this girl's like, and you're like, no, I don't want it. She's like, bitch, do it anyway. And you're like, fuck, all right. Like, we all been there, bro.
The last 3 interviews. Whether or not you
were man enough to be like, all right, fucking all right, or like, fuck that, I ain't doing it, that's what makes a man, bro.
You'd be surprised how many people have it, man. It's crazy. So here's something about.
Well, like I will say, was I fucking sober? Absolutely fucking not. I was so drunk I didn't give a shit. I'm like, all right, if that's what the fuck I gotta do, then fuck, here we go.
Next day, like, fuck, I do. Do you know there's health benefits to eating a girl out on her period? They give out natural There's health benefits. They give out natural probiotics. It builds a guy's immune system. No joke.
Bro, you lost your
Cody
shit.
doesn't know what to think over here. I put a headphone in his ear so he can hear the question, and he can't process this.
Hey, you exposed yourself to this shit on your own, homie. That was fucking voluntary.
That's why I'm never
I
sick.
ain't gonna lie. What the fuck I gotta lie for, bro? I'm gonna be straight up. You ask me, I'm gonna tell you. Like, whatever. It's what it is, man. Like, dude, I'm fucking 31 years old, man. I was like fucking probably 18 when I did that shit, but I did it, so fucking whatever, man.
Well, everyone's like, take vitamin C for the coronavirus. Nah, just go eat a girl out on her period. Build your immune system up really
I'm
quick.
get my vitamin C. How the fuck I gotta get it?
Natural probiotics. All right, so we're going to take a few more questions before we hop off here. So, sickNsane, if you could make a documentation of your life, what point of your life would you start that in, and why?
Right around the time my mom died, man. That's what fucking defines who the fuck I am, to be honest. And not to give anybody like a sad story and all that shit, but like a little bit of background. So I was your typical fucking kind of chubby fucking nerdy white kid, and when I was 15, I had a lot of fucking problems, and I was getting in trouble a lot and shit. And my mom died, like in the middle of all that, without me getting a chance to fucking apologize, say goodbye, none. So my grandfather took me in because my parents were fucking, well, my dad was fucking worthless. And I spent a year in a fucking bed. I dude, straight up a fucking year in a bed. Did not leave my fucking room until my grandfather knocked on my door one day and was like, get the fuck over it, you're going to school. It's time to move on with life. And I'm like, all right. Well, he put me in this alternative school, and this is what, like, the main defining thing. I started going to the school, and, like, I painted my face from the fucking day I started going until the day I stopped going. And they never judged me. They never fucking told me I had to go home. They never fucking once criticized me for what the fuck I was doing. And my old-ass fucking 70-year-old grandfather is watching his fucking 17-year-old grandson paint his face like a fucking weirdo and go to school every day and didn't say a fucking word because I was going to school. That is a defining moment in my life, and if I could make a documentary, dude, it'd be around that. Because I look back on that shit now, like, I was out of my fucking mind, dude. Like, I couldn't picture. I'm never, dude, I paint myself up to go to a show, and I feel fucking weird now. I'm uncomfortable doing that shit, going to a show. Now, you got to picture a motherfucker doing that shit for 2 years straight, dude, every fucking day. Like, I was a girl putting on her fucking makeup, you know what I mean? Like, I was fucking legitimately mentally fucking ill, and that is where my fucking persona came from, dude. I developed a fucking personality that helped me be who the fuck I had to be to get the fuck over it and to be strong and to fucking defend myself, and that's who the fuck I turned into. And over time, it became part of who the fuck I actually am. It became part of my real personality. And that's fucking real shit, dude.
Hell yeah.
That's cool.
That's dope. So, homie, you got any music videos you're planning?
Like, nobody fucking knows. I'm actually... This shit has been a pain in the fucking dick. So, Axe is supposed to be working on some shit with Loki right now, which is the guy that fucking helped them do their, like, Axe's family video and shit. I hit up Loki. We got it locked in. He's supposed to be doing a video for me and shit, but it's just a matter of waiting for this cluster fuckery to be over. So yes, I have shit coming. It's just taking longer than I fucking want it to. And I don't know, hopefully it doesn't take fucking too much longer because, you know, this shit sucks, but
Thomas is going to be producing your music video. It's going to come out dope.
I'm fucking, dude, Loki is fucking dope when it comes to videos. This motherfucker does his own shit and, like, makes it turn out flawless. You know what I mean? Like, I have everybody confidence in him. My options were, because I'm very fucking picky, I was going to go through Crackalack. I don't know if you know who he is.
Never, it sounds familiar.
Crackalack does a lot of videos for people like fucking Lil White and shit like that.
Okay.
He's been around. He knows his shit. The guy can make a solid fucking video. I have everybody confidence that the guy can make a solid video for me. The issue that I'm having is I wanted an artist that is into the type of music that we do because I wanted him to be as passionate about the video as I am. Now, getting a guy that mostly does, like, mainstream type music, it just struck me as off, and I'm like, no, I better not. I better hold my cards, blah, blah, blah. But then when I saw Axe's video for Axe's family, and I knew that, like, they told me, like, Loki did this, blah, 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 I'm like, that's the motherfucker right there. That's the motherfucker I want doing my video, and I contacted him. So the plan is, and I can't put anything set in stone, but the plan is, and we have been in talks, is Loki's going to do the video, probably more than one for this album, because he's somebody that's, like, really passionate about this genre, that I'm confident can fucking deliver what I'm trying to deliver with the video.
Hell yeah, that's what's up. So, homie, is there anything on the interview we haven't talked about that you want to cover before we hop off?
I mean, it sounds like we pretty much nailed everything, man. Like, other than the fucking the whole great divide in the underground right now. But I mean, I think everybody overall is starting to kind of stop the fucking picking side shit and really start to just respect the fucking music and not the fucking bitter fucking petty disputes of the artists anymore. And
so does that mean you would listen to 6ix9ine?
6ix9ine. Well, all right. Hold the fuck on.
Here we go.
Now, you asshole. Now, look, I don't know much about the guy's music. All I know is that I have heard a couple of his songs. Like when he first got in trouble, I'm like, why the fuck is this guy such a big deal? Like, who the fuck is this guy? And I started listening to him, and like his aggressive, fucking like angry, fucking pissed off style, I actually kind of dug it. I'm like, this guy's music's pretty fucking straight. Now, his personal life and the shit he's been convicted of and the shit he's being accused of, I don't fucking condone that. I don't support it. But his talent as an artist and the style that he has, I found it appealing. I thought it was pretty fucking cool. To be honest, I would rather listen to him than most of the mumble rap and bullshit on the radio right now, to be honest.
That I can agree with.
Will I turn around and go buy his album knowing that he's probably a fucking pedophile and he's a snitch? Probably not. But if it comes on the radio, am I going to fucking turn it off? Probably not. Because the guy does have the kind of music that gets me being like, damn, like, it's what it is, man. I don't think somebody's personal life should affect their fucking career. And I've always been like that.
And the gimmick he's got going,
man,
with the colors, that really got him out there.
Yeah, he stood out.
Yep.
Yeah, so, like, as far as his style, like, because you've seen me perform, like, I like angry music, dude. It doesn't make me an angry person. The way I've always explained this shit to people, and this is the main reason, like, when the whole fucking psychopathic and M&E fucking divide happened, I very publicly kind of chose sides for a little while. I've since come to my fucking senses, and I don't pick sides. I'm, like, supportive of both. But for a while, I was very, with M&E over psychopathic. And the reason being is because psychopathic used to make very, violent music. They don't really do that anymore. They
don't.
They make very I'm fucking retarded. Spiritually awakening music where they're trying to touch your soul and they're trying to help you calm down and shit like that instead of encouraging it. But for me and my personality, that's not what I needed at the time. I need music where people are fucking talking about crazy shit and helping people through their violent impulses so that I'm not out acting on my crazy shit and my violent impulses. You know what I mean? Like, I listen to the shit because it helps me not go and fucking be retarded in real life.
Exactly.
Like, I can just listen to that shit, blow off fucking steam, and be good with it. And Twisted was still fucking putting out that shit. Axe is putting out that shit. That's why Twisted's fucking pushing them so heavy. Like, these motherfuckers...
What happened there?
Fucking no.
That was weird. It sounded like you were shitting your pants.
Still there?
Oh.
Shit.
We lose sickNsane?
Yeah.
We did.
What the fuck happened?
That was odd.
Yeah, I don't know.
Huh.
But yeah, no, like, pretty much what I'm saying is, like, I've always looked for music that helps me get out my fucking inner aggression and, like, work it out in a meaningful way, in a constructive way, instead of, like, if somebody looks at me fucking funny, I don't want to flip out and fucking start a fight in the middle of the street. You know what I mean? I would rather just listen to some fucking stupid music and get it out and be done with it. So I kind of went with, like, in the route of Twisted and fucking Axe and shit like that, because they were still giving people music to get their fucking aggression out with, whereas ICP had kind of stopped doing that, and they tried to go with, like, the well, instead of listening to music to help you get your fucking aggression out, how about you just try to get rid of the aggression at all? And it's like, motherfucker, I'm not ready to. I'm still fucking pissed off. I'm still angry. I still have shit I gotta work out, blah, blah, blah. So, you know, I'll always respect them guys for the shit that they gave us in the past, but I'm just...
The newer stuff's not that great.
Watered down.
Yeah, even Shaggy Two Dope's single album that I got on rotation on the radio, it's kind of like, what the hell happened?
I mean, I got mad respect for them.
Well, like, even, like, you watch their fucking, like, their new videos and shit, like, you can tell, like, there's a bit of Shaggy in there where, like, Shaggy still wants to fucking give Juggalos what they want. He still wants to kind of be fucking the crazy, off-the-wall fucking goofball fucking Shags Two Dope he always was. But, like, Jay is pushing it in another direction. He wants people to just let it go. What he's not understanding is there's people that are just not fucking ready to let it go. Or just can't, you know? You know, that's why I still follow shit like Twisted. And like I was saying, I think you cut out, like, trying to say is like Twisted is trying to go their own direction where they're trying to experiment and do like the rock rap. So to fill that niche, to fill that void, they're pushing X because they're like, these guys are making angry fucking pissed off music. They're making the shit that we used to make that'll help you get over those feelings. So follow them. So I do. I'm very supportive of X. That's why I made it a fucking point to go on tour with the motherfuckers. As soon as I found out they were going on tour, I'm like, I have to be on that fucking tour. And I did it.
That's what's
up.
You
know what I mean? Because I'm like, that's the exact shit. That's the embodiment of the underground to me. It's not that ICP is doing anything wrong. It's that they're doing it differently, but they're doing it in a way that I just don't agree with right now. You know?
Hell yeah. So, homie, any shout-outs you want to do before we hop off?
Well, obviously, shout-outs to Meduzzi and fucking my wife and everybody, dude. I'm kind of fucking buzzed, but I don't have anything specific, man. Like, my shout-outs are to, like, everybody that still supports the underground, is still helping keep this shit alive. Everybody that was a part of this fucking interview, you know, like, anybody that's still even paying the fuck attention, you know, and trying to fucking keep this shit what it used to be, what we grew up on, what we want, you know. The artists that we follow might not have the same passion that they used to, but the fans still do. We still know what the fuck we want, and we're still looking for it.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Hell yeah. What do you think about LSP, man? Their style of music.
Well, I mean, I did a song with fucking Triple MFB.
I know, that's why I mentioned it.
To be honest, like, it was weird to me because, like I said, one of my biggest influences is Q Strange and shit, and they heavy fuck with Q Strange. They love him over on fucking LSP. But, like, I didn't really know who, like, I knew who Insane Poetry was. I didn't really know who the fuck Scum was before that tour. And I met them, and they were really cool with me, and I got to know their music. I got to know who the fuck they were. And on that entire tour, like, Scum and Insane Poetry were, like, two of the most real motherfuckers I have ever met, dude. Them guys, like, I spent so much fucking time. I spent more time with them two on that tour than I did with anybody else. Like, me and Scum would hang out and go and fucking grab Jaeger at the liquor store down the fucking street and hang out and fucking drink before the show and, like, be bullshitting and buying each other shots and shit. Or, like, Poetry be hanging out, like, before the show, before I was even drinking, because he had quit drinking and he's sober.
Yeah, he quit.
And we'd just hang out and shit, and, like, he'd smoke a blunt with my fucking driver and shit. And, like, it was a good time. Like, and they were always fucking hyping me. Like, you guys, I love them to death, dude. Like, they're fucking great dudes, man.
They are. Definitely. I've been promoting them a long time. They've been killing it.
I was a little bit disappointed with the whole shit that happened with fucking Sevidemic, but I kind of saw it coming, dude. Because the last day of the fuck, I spent a lot of time with Sev, because Sev joined the tour halfway through it, when I had already been on it for half. And I got to know him a little bit, like, to the point where, like, the last day of the tour, we're in Flint, Michigan. That was my hometown, the last fucking date of that tour. And Sev's from fucking California. He had to go the fuck home. But I told him, I'm like, dude, you know, you ain't got to fucking rush out and drive home right now. I'm like, just come to my house. So he come and hung out in the fucking studio. He's showing me, like, all kinds of this unreleased music he had and shit. And, like, I was really fucking pumped when he signed the LSP, but I kind of had a feeling it wasn't going to last because he's got big aspirations. He's not trying to settle for fucking nothing, dude. That guy is, like, He's trying to be on Tech's level.
So
He's trying to be like his own fucking empire. You know what I mean?
So what
he ain't gonna
happened to
settle
him?
for shit.
What happened to Sebedemic?
You know? He just fucking, I don't know exactly why the fuck he left. I kind of had a feeling it was coming before he even, like, as soon as I found out he signed, I'm like, yeah, that's probably not gonna work. But it's because, like I said, he wants to be bigger than they've ever been. So how the fuck are you gonna be bigger than they've ever been if you're with them?
Is he making it? Like, have you heard from him?
Takes time. I'm sure he will.
Like barely. Like, I try to talk to him on Instagram once in a while and shit, but like, Seb's very independent, man. That guy does what the fuck he wants, and he floats around, and, you know, he's very spur of the moment. If he feels like doing shit, he does it. If he don't, he don't, and that's what the fuck it is, you know. But, like, the guy is very talented and shit, and I guarantee, like, he's fucked with LSP and shit before. Like, they were telling me on the tour and shit before they even signed him. Like, they fuck with him.
Oh yeah.
He's just on a different level of ambition than they are. Like, Scum is very comfortable and happy with where the fuck he's at. Sebedemic was never going to be happy with that. He has ambition to go so much further than that. So, you know, I can't name the specifics of why the fuck they split. My only opinion or, like, guess is that it wasn't going to fucking fulfill his need to be, like, a fucking superstar. Like, Sebedemic is not trying to be, like, an underground celebrity. Sebedemic is trying to be a fucking celebrity. That guy wants to be huge. He's not going to fucking sit around and wait for it. He's going to go and chase it.
So he's jumping out of the underground.
That's what's up. Yeah, he's trying to push for a bigger audience. Yeah. That's understandable.
Yeah, like, that's exactly. He does not want to be underground. Sebedemic wants to be mainstream as fuck. He wants to be fucking huge, dude. Sebedemic's trying to do, like, and I actually had this conversation with him when he was at my house, because I compared him to Tech, and I'm like, why don't you fuck with Strange? And he pretty much said, he's like, you know, because Strange is Tech, and, like, everybody that's with him, it's like, they're just, like, undercards, and they don't ever go anywhere, and he's like, fuck that, and he said he did some shit with Tech, like, shows and stuff, and it never really amounted to anything or went anywhere, and, like, he's not going to wait around for it, you know what I mean? He's hungry. That motherfucker's going to keep going until he gets his.
Nice.
He's ambitious as fuck, and the dude the guy by no means is greedy or selfish or fucking mean. It's just that he knows what the fuck it takes to get where he wants to be, and he's not gonna stop until he gets it.
That's the way to do it, man. Hell yeah! All right, homie, we're gonna hop off this interview. It's been over an hour. It's a pain in the ass to get up on YouTube. It takes like 3 hours to upload an hour interview. Such a pain, man. We need to get you back on when I figure this video shit out.
Yeah, that's cool. I would actually, like I was saying, I would like to get on. I offered you the fucking. I will put the fucking song with Triple MFD out on your shit a day in advance before it's anywhere else.
Hell yeah!
If anybody wants to hear it in advance, they'll be able to hear it through you. Shit like that. And then, like, when my album's ready and shit, I'll have you advertise that shit. I'll put out fucking snippets that you can play on your shit before anybody else. I mean, that's the least I can fucking do, man. You've been patient with me, so that's what it is, man.
That sounds good, homie, and I'll get this video stuff figured out, and we'll get you on for a video interview to help promote that as well.
It was nice chopping it up with you, too. This is a good interview.
Damn good interview.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks. Nice talking to all of you.
You have a good night.
You too.
Stay safe.
Later, homie. Stay safe, seriously.
Later.
World's gone nuts. Good interview, fam.